So this is some delicious cope from our boy Benny Johnson, conservative extraordinaire. He says, losing money means nothing. Digital ones and zeros. In the end, you won't miss any of it. Losing your country costs you everything. You will never get that back. Your kids will be slaves to foreign powers who hate us. Without America First policies, we become slaves. Fight. So this is in reference to the tariff thing that Trump did, which is causing the stock market to go insane. It's crashing as we speak, and prices are going to go up, 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 up. Line go up. We love when line goes up, right? So prices are going to go through the roof, and conservatives are preparing for that. They're saying, listen, you guys need to understand. We must live chaste lives. We must not want for needless luxuries, okay, like eggs and being able to pay rent, you know, like just hang in there, just chill, okay? Let's see what he has to say.
Losing money costs you nothing. This is just the reality of life. You're gonna, like, were you young?
So I was trying to do a tariff deep dive, but my content brain cannot resist. So here we are.
Dumb. How much money did you lose? Everyone loses money. Everyone loses money. It costs you nothing. In fact, it builds quite a bit of character. In fact, you learn a lot of lessons, actually.
Did you just say it costs you nothing to lose money? I can think of at least one thing that it costs you, Benny.
Losing your character costs you everything. Losing your country costs you everything. There are things you can't get back. The government can print more money, and it will. Sadly, that's just the reality. It's fugazi.
Are you capable of like keeping a reasonable distance from your mic? It's not hard.
It's fugazi.
He's supposed to be good at this.
There's a boom and a bust every 10 years, and it's been that way since.
Wow, boom and a bust every 10 years. That's crazy. It's almost like this system kind of sucks, huh? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think personally, if there's a boom and a bust every 10 years, that you kind of have a busted up system.
The invention of modern markets in the 1600s. The Dutch crash of 1649. You ever heard of it? It's just the way that it works. It's the way that like monetary policy has always worked.
Yeah, interesting that. Maybe there's a way that we can like, you know, circumvent that. You know? Maybe we don't need this system. Maybe there's a better way.
Ups and downs, especially as the table gets reset. If you lose the character of your country,
his flag is a bit out of date.
It's hollowed out. Give me that photo of that town, man. Give me the photo of that town in West Virginia. If your town gets hollowed out and
West Virginia town.
Entire neighborhood gets addicted to opioids and your steel mill shuts down and your farmers can't grow crops and there's no more cattle ranchers, there's no more cowboys.
What are you talking about, man? How is people suffering from like not being able to purchase groceries going to help with this? Do you really think that like these towns are going to be better off because of the tariffs? No. Like this is all like you're not even addressing the tariffs. You're not addressing the elephant in the goddamn room. You're just like, no, don't pay attention to it. It's not there. It's not there. Listen, it's not there. And if it is there, it's good for you, but it's not there.
There's no more fishers. There's no more workers. And we're completely and totally dependent upon slave labor peasants across Asia to make every good and service and pharmaceutical, then you've actually lost your country. And then we are the slaves. There you go.
I'm pretty sure the people working these factories in like, you know, Congo mines for lithium or whatever are the slaves. I think those are the slaves. We're the consumers. Make no mistake. Like everybody in this country is a consumer of slave labor. Okay? We are wage slave. You could argue we're wage slaves. Like in some senses, you could argue like, yeah, we're like slaves to the system, whatever. But like meaningfully, no. Like actual slaves in the Congo and like in, you know, on these assembly lines, like, you know, those are the real slaves. So let's not get it twisted. Also, the tariffs aren't going to help them either, just so you know. So you.
This is West Virginia. And it's so sad that this was a factory that provided thousands of honest, good-hearted, steel-working jobs for our fellow countrymen.
Yeah, what happened to it?
And it was ripped.
Looks like it could sure use some public funding, huh? Like I said, if the revenue raised from these tariffs were going towards public programs for places like this little city in West Virginia, then I'd be like, okay, you know what? Maybe we have something here. But that's not what the tariffs are for, okay? And also, like, there are just better ways to collect revenue for the government if that's what you're trying to do. So in no way does this benefit us. We're strictly making other countries mad at us for no reason.
He's going to be so mad if he ever finds out that whites were a minority of cowboys, as they were day laborers who worked on foot in the fields of the West.
Oh yeah, don't tell them that. Never tell them that, like, white people were not, like, major good guys at every point in history ever. Thank you very much for 5 tier 1 gifted subs, Sakatanuki. Appreciate you.
The guts of it got ripped out and shipped
By what?
by people like Mitch McConnell so that they could make a couple extra points in their portfolio to get stock swaps with Pan-Asian countries. And they sold out their countrymen, and I call that traitorism, actually.
Okay, but, like, what's the solution? Because if you actually offer me a solution, then you got something here, but you only got, like, less than 2 minutes to do so.
I think that's the definition of a traitor. You can lose money. You can lose points in your portfolio. It costs you absolutely nothing. You won't miss them when you're dead. Nobody ever had their...
Okay, so what he's trying to say is because Mitch McConnell was a piece of shit and let this, like, particular area go under. I don't know, like, the logistics of that. I'm going to take his word for it because Mitch McConnell. But, like, let's say that he's true on that. That doesn't mean that Mitch McConnell was a bad person because he cared about money. Mitch McConnell was a bad person because he let this place go to shit. You know? Like, everybody cares about money. Everybody needs money. All right? So don't compare, like, your fan base to Mitch McConnell because they can't afford their goddamn rent. That's not the same thing. Mitch McConnell was not doing this because he couldn't afford his rent. He was doing it because he was a money-grubbing piece of shit, okay? People need money. You can't just tell them that they don't and think that everything's going to be okay.
Net worth carved onto their tombstone. Doesn't even matter when you're on your deathbed. Who cares? It's just digits on a... It's just digits
the mic, man.
What
the mic exists.
Is, did you preserve your nation for your children? Did you view your country as something more than just an economic zone and tax cattle and slaves to China? Put that up, President Trump. No crying in the casino.
Ask the CEOs and business owners that. Like, we always direct this blame, this needless blame towards the average individual. Like, where's this energy for fucking, like, Elon Musk? Or Jeff Bezos? You know, like, where's the energy for them?
Is it?
Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely, like, I didn't want to say anything, but he's definitely gesturing at, like, white supremacy there. We must preserve a future for white children or
Really?
whatever.
I don't care. It's too good. Final point I'll make on this is, who's the slave and who's the master? You know, if your pharmaceutical and automobile and phone...
Power.
Traitor is one of the few terms defined in the Constitution. If you aren't directly aiding an adversary that their US is at active war with, you aren't one.
Thank you very much, Takatanuki, for another 5 tier 1 gifted subs and the info. I actually was not aware of that. Thank you.
All the wires in your home, every electronic in your home, if everything that you use in your life is wholly and totally built by a foreign power that hates you, then you're the slave.
Dude, if the person working, like, a factory in China or, like, a sweatshop in China hates me, they probably have pretty good reason to. Because, like, America, it's not my fault, mind you. I think that the hate is misdirected, but, like, it's understandable, right? Because I'm the one that buys their slave labor. I directly contribute to that system. So even if they're not educated enough to know, like, okay, like, I need to direct my anger properly, and, you know, it's not their fault, it's not the consumer's fault, it's, like, actually my boss's fault. Like, even if they don't know that, it's like the anger that comes from them towards America is understandable. You know, like, it does kind of suck. So, but, like, nothing you're saying is going to fix their conditions. So, like, if you want them to stop hating us, maybe take action that would actually fix their conditions, you know? Also, like, I don't understand the problem with having things produced that outside of America. It's fine as long as they're compensated properly.
You've always thought of America as the master of the world or as, like, an empire. But it's not. Not if we are totally dependent and on our knees before these third world goblin dictatorships.
Yeah, we're on our knees for them.
So it's time for a total reset. It's time
The Great Reset!
to know who's boss. And it's time for us to be the master once again.
Ugh.
That's the point of this country, actually, to be the master of our own destinies.
Okay, but like, he said the master of our own destinies, but he added that in after the fact. He's like talking about America being the master. That's just so grody to me. Benny Johnson. And also like this idea that like Americans need to just hang tight and tighten their belts and, you know, just hold on just a little bit. And none of them can give us a timeline of like how long we need to hold on and pay higher prices before things definitely get better. And we're not going into recession and things will definitely get better. And they can't give us a timeline. We are going into a recession, guys. I have news for you. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be proven wrong, but we're probably going into a recession, like 99% accurate to say that. Okay. So that's not good. If you are the sitting president as we are going into a recession, that is not a good thing. You are probably doing something wrong as president. And in Donald Trump's case, it's setting a 10% base tariff on every nation on the goddamn planet, including a nation full of penguins. Okay? Penguins. Literally nobody there but penguins. I forgot the nation's called, but literally no humans live there, and yet we have 10% tariffs on them. Don't ask why. Anyway, thank you very much, Benny Johnson, for the insight. According to him, if you don't have money, just get over it and be chaste. Be chaste and be thankful for what you have. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that's sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.